Hi, and a very good morning to Dr. Sabariah. I'm Eugene from Section 1, Group 2, and my group mates are Risha, Rauda, Puizi, and Yonglun. Today, we're going to present our report findings, which is valuation of vacant land located at Sungai Pusu, Gombak, Selangor. I'm going to present this report finding to you, and thank you so much to Dr. Sabariah for listening to our presentation. First one is the valuation terminology, and I would like to start with what's the meaning of valuation. Valuation refers to a document statement on the asset or rental worth of a property investment with or without assumptions or qualifications on any given base. The phrase valuation refers to the process of appraising, which means to calculate the value of certain property. Second, the market value. It is defined as the estimate amount for which an asset should exchange on the date of valuation between a willing buyer and willing seller in an arm's length transaction after proper marketing, wherein the parties had each act knowledgeably, prudently, and without compulsion, which means there's a property deal between seller and buyer, and they're going to communicate with each other and negotiate until they agree upon a certain price, then they will make the transaction with one another. The third one is a local authority. In reference to the federal territory, meaning the governor of the city of Kuala Lumpur, appointed under Section 3 of the Federal Capital Act. The valuation purpose of this vacant land. The aim of this land valuation report is to evaluate and appraise the estate present market price as well as its potential value based on both annual yield and improved value in order to know whether it is potential for development or not. In simple words, we call this as the purpose of future development. The detail of subject property. The subject land is unoccupied and its land area roughly 9.2985 acres. The subject land is located at Lot 4830 Sungai Pusu, Setapak 53100 Gombak, Selangor. The tenure of this land is under leasehold status, and in the meanwhile, it is also a Malay reserve land. The market value of this subject land is 402,000, which I will explain later how do we calculate this amount. The method we apply on calculating the land value are comparison method and residual value method. The subject land is only designated for residential development. The last one, restriction of interest of the subject land is referring to the land is being utilized for residential property development only and been certified by local authority. Comparison method. The purpose of this by using this method is to calculate the land value. The purpose of this approach is to calculate the subject land value, and as I just said, the subject land value has a market value of Rm 402,000. But you must be wondering, how do we get this market value, right? In fact, we were using this comparison method to get the market value. As the data shown in the slide, there are total 4 comparative evidences chosen for comparison purpose. By using these methods enable us to know how to either give more value or deduct value of the subject land. For example, the tenure of the subject land is leasehold, while the comparative evidences they are all freehold. Hence, I will just give words of under or below the column of comparative evidences. By doing this kind of whether you add it or deduct it, enable us to get the final value of each property. So in the end, we're able to calculate the subject land value is worth Rm 402,000. And now, I would like to touch on the residential development planning detail. As I mentioned it earlier, the subject land is going to be developed as the purpose of residential development. And there are total 180 units of real property we're going to build on the subject land. And the 180 units is divided to 4 types of real property. The first one is terrace house, which consists of 60 units. The second one is the shop lots, consists of 30 units, and the third one is one storage terrace house, consists of 60 units. And the last one is the single storage low-cost house, consists of 40 units only. 70% or 6.5090 acres out of the total 9.2985 acres is utilized for residential development purpose. And the rest of the 30% is for the essential infrastructure development. So 70% is for the residential development. The rest of the 30% is for the infrastructure development, which are the road, the drainage system, the electricity, and etc.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Sabariah. My name is So Yong Lun, and I will explain about the location of our subject land, which is located at the Sungai Pusu, Gombak. Our subject land is easier to access many places, such as other towns and other districts. For example, the distance from subject land to Selayang and Ampang are about 10 to 11 km only. And our subject land has an excellent strategic location where it is easy to go the other residential areas such as the Taman Melati and Taman Melawati within 6 and 8 km. These advantages are the factors that can contribute to the high market value of our subject land. The next part is the accessibility. The subject land is Sungai Pusu. Gombak has located just 5 km from the University Islam Antara Malaysia (UIAM). And they are also have the nearest airport, such as Airport Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah. It is 35 km from the subject land in Sungai Pusu. The public transport facilities, such as bus and taxi, are available along the main road in the vicinity. The subject land is also close to the prospective KLOR highway, and the project EKV will be built by the federal government and the state government. Park and Ride Terminal Putra Station is also the nearest place that can be accessed. Lastly, our subject land is accessible from Middle Ring Road MRR2, Sentul Link, by way of East Coast Highway, Duta Ulu Kelang Expressway, and Jalan Utama Sungai Pusu, as the subject land is surrounded by Kampong Sungai Pusu and many big roads. Next part is the negative factors of our subject land. The subject land is not located beside a power station, T-junction, hill slope, high tension wires, drainage sewerage, or any other negative factors which can downgrade the market value of the subject land, whether it's now or in the long run. That's all for my part, and I will invite the next presenter, Hui Si, to explain the remaining part. Thank you.
My name is Wong Pui Si, and now I will discuss about the facilities provided. Around our subject land is Dewan CSC, Al-Ghazali Road Parking, and Sri Maha Mariamman Temple. Homestays, cafe, Bank Islam Malaysia, and restaurant also provided around there. Next, the prospect of investment. The subject land is nearby a university, which is University Islam Antara Bangsa Malaysia, and it is surrounded by a public transport network. It is very convenient for residents. Hence, this subject land is suitable for renting out to students and university staff. Besides, the land price will still rise due to the position of the land area between the top areas around UIA, Sungai Pusu, Gombak. Therefore, we can gain by buying this subject land. The summary. We have valued our subject land, which is a vacant land, and it's located in Sungai Pusu, Gombak, Selangor. This land is huge because its land area is about 9.2985 acres or 3.763 hectares. The diverse factors indicated the development potential and the good prospects. That's all for our group. Thank you.